Greetings to all my dear students. The topic that we are going to take for today's video lesson is report writing. Now, this video will have two parts. Part 1, that is writing report for a magazine, and part 2, writing report for a newspaper. So in this class we will go with writing report for a school magazine. Reports that are written primarily for school magazines. Now report writing is quite important as it carries 10 mark in your writing section. So let's go ahead and learn to write a report. The question arises that what is a report? So a report is a written account of something that one has observed, heard, done or investigated. It is a systematic and well organized presentation of facts and findings of an event that has already taken place somewhere. So the event has already taken place, it is finished. Now we have to report, we have to give a written account of that report. So we have a lot of responsibility because now we are the ones who will be presenting the entire scenario in front of the readers. So the person who writes a report gets a huge responsibility as he or she is the information bearer that what happened in that particular event. So how precisely and how accurately you can describe the events, that matters a lot. Now in class 12th CBSE board, two types of reports are asked. Number one, newspaper report, and the second one is magazine report. Now newspaper report is the one which is published in a newspaper. So on a daily basis you must have read many reports in newspapers, and a magazine report is generally written for a school magazine. So when you open your school magazine you'll see a number of reports written. So those are magazine reports which mainly report about the events that happened in the school, like for example an orientation program for standard 11th. So these are the two types. The type that we are going to cover in this video is magazine report. I have told you many times that whenever you are attempting any question of writing section, presentation matters a lot. Therefore, in this video, we are going to learn about format of a magazine report. So what are the different elements related to format of a magazine report? Let's go ahead and see. First, let me tell you about the marking scheme. In total, the report will be of 10 marks. So how these 10 marks are distributed to different things, to different rubrics that you're going to see here. Now for writing suitable heading and reporter's name, the heading and byline, for this you will get 1 mark. For the content you will get 4 marks, and for expression, how well are you presenting your content, for that you are going to get 5 marks. In expression part, for grammatical accuracy, use of appropriate words and spellings, you will get 2.5 marks. And for coherence, how well the ideas are related with each other and relevance of ideas, you will get 2.5 marks. So in total, the report becomes of 10 marks. So 10 marks is a lot, 1/10 of your total marks, that is 100. So you have to be very precise and careful when you are attempting to write a report. Now a magazine reports has 5 major elements. First one is heading, second one byline, third opening paragraph or introductory paragraph, fourth one account of the event in detail, and last one conclusion. So these are the 5 major elements that you need to remember. Now we'll see all these elements one by one in detailed description. First one is the heading or title. Now, heading or title, as I've told you in writing a note, that it is the shortest possible summary of the entire content. So, it should be describing the entire event. Just by looking at the title, the reader should understand that what the report is about. Title should not be very lengthy. It should be catchy and it should be of 5 to 6 words. Now, when you write the title, first letter of each word should be capitalized to make it clearly and distinctly visible. So, this was the first element, heading or title. Let's move on to the second one. The second element is byline. Now, byline is we put a hyphen and on the right corner, just after writing the title without leaving a line, what do? We write name of the person who is writing the report. Now, name of the person is usually given in the question, like you are Ravi oblique Reena. So you have to use whatever name that is given in the question. You are not supposed to mention your personal details in your answer. Following the instruction given in the question, that is very important. Third element is opening paragraph or introductory paragraph. Now, this is the introduction of your reports that you're writing, so you have to provide the necessary details related to the event. Here, you have to answer the 5 W's, that is what. So, what was the event? When was the event organized? Where? So, where was it organized? Why? What was the purpose? And who? Who were the people present, like names of the chief guest or who inaugurated the function. Likewise. So here if you have to write an introductory paragraph for your annual day celebration. So Loyola High School celebrated its annual function or Golden Jubilee function on this particular date. When? Now where? In the school auditorium. Why? To celebrate its Golden Jubilee. Who was the chief guest? So all these things you have to mention while you're writing your report. Now, the fourth element, it is quite important, as here you have to give the account of event in details, the proper sequence of events, that what happened first, lighting the lamp, after that a prayer dance was there, so after that what happened after that. So you have to maintain the sequence of events. Now, along with their description, what happened in that event, next this event happened, so details related to every event in a sequential form you have to mention. Now, if you feel that this is a lot of words are there or a lot of content is there, then you can split this fourth element into 2 paragraphs. So for writing the account of event in detail, if you want, you can split the entire content into 2 short paragraphs if you feel so. Now, fifth element and the last one, this is the conclusion part of your report and it will include the description of how the event ended. It may include quoting what the chief guest said, so the message of chief guest, or how did the event wind up, or even you can say that the vote of thanks was proposed by whom. So these things should be there in the conclusion part. Also, you can write a remark that events like this should be organized on a regular basis to encourage this and this. So a general remark also can be added. Now, things not to do, things to avoid. Students often use present tense while writing a report. Do not do that. You're writing about something that has already happened in the past. So you will always use past tense reported speech. Second thing, don't use first person pronouns such as I, you, etc. You'll not use first person while writing a report. That is extremely important and notable. Now here is a sample report. Adult Literacy Camp. So from the title it is very clear that the report is about an adult literacy camp. Now byline, as you can see, it is written in the right corner by PV Sunita, Secretary. Name and designation are written there. Now let's talk about the introductory paragraph. An adult literacy camp was organized by Cultural Society Sunshine Public School, Nellore, in the school neighborhood yesterday, extending educational options to those adults who have lost the opportunity and have crossed the age of formal education. So you can see that very clearly the 5 W's have been answered here. Now here the detailed description after this. The activities of the camp were carried out by the Cultural Society of the school, and there were a total of 25 volunteers. Now you see a detailed and vivid description is given about the event. The camp began with a welcome speech for the chief guest, Mrs. Kavita Naik, a renowned social worker. 400 people were a part of the camp. Another important detail, they were divided into different groups in accordance with their competencies. They were taught the basics for being able to read and write. Free books and stationery is being provided for quality education. All the arrangements, including desks and blackboard, were done in advance. Apart from the educational needs, special care was devoted to hygiene and sanitation. So all the relevant details in sequence, in logical order, have been mentioned. They were taught basics of cleanliness like types of wastes and their management. Refreshments were also provided to the participants. The immense enthusiasm and zeal in the people to learn was the main driving factor. So here the main description ends, description of event. Now we come to the conclusive part, the conclusion paragraph. The chief guest distributed the certificates of participation among the volunteers. The camp ended on a positive note. There was an atmosphere of learning and growing together. So this is the general statement that I talked about earlier. Now here in the conclusive part, one line you can add that what was the message of chief guest. So that is one thing that you can add here. So here you saw the sample of a report. Now your assignment related to this video is attached. You can see it, download it and complete your assignment in your writing section notebook. This is it for today's video. In the second part of the video, we will learn how to write a report for a newspaper. Thank you for listening patiently.